If you made your New Year's resolution to get into a little bit better shape and get more activity in your life, then one of the things that you are going to want to not overlook is proper footwear. And this is something that in the past I've made the mistake of doing. And let me save you some of the pain and maybe make things a little bit easier for you when you embark on your physical fitness journey, because one of the best low impact activities is walking or power walking at a relatively fast pace, or just walking at a pace that you can do for longer duration, over 30 minutes to maybe an hour, every day, every other day, or every third day. As long as you are consistent, power walking is a great exercise, but it really helps to have proper footwear. And you don't have to go crazy spending a lot of money. I have spent almost $300 on sneakers that were designed for that. And I want to just give you some reasons why you might want to consider upgrading your footwear from whatever regular low cost sneaker that you might have, and see if you might be interested in something that's a little bit more tailor made to walking or even power walking or even running for a little bit longer duration, because it does make a difference. And I'm going to give you a list of reasons that I kind of cobbled together that I think are going to be interesting and relevant to, say, the average person, not like a person that is really heavy into physical fitness. You probably already know this and more, but for the average person, you may be surprised to hear some of these things may be obvious, but they may not be. And getting an upgraded shoe specifically designed for walking or power walking could be in your future plans after you listen to some of these things that I'm going to share with you. One of the main advantages of upgrading your shoes is they're going to be more comfortable as you're doing your walking for longer duration. And this may sound obvious, but trust me, you do feel the difference. Don't underestimate how much more comfortable your feet can be when you are walking, even just not for the specific task of physical fitness. You might be just running errands throughout the day that maybe you're doing a lot of walking. And as a result of the upgraded footwear, you might feel an extra pep in your step, and you might feel that you can actually go longer on your walks, or at least be more comfortable. And it is a fact that a lot of these upgraded shoes, especially if they fit you correctly, so you have to try them out, they do have softer soles. They specifically reduce the strain on your feet, like I said, during long walks or just any daily activity that involves walking. They also provide better support, which provides stability for your feet and reduces the discomfort from standing or walking for extended periods. And this is something that I, in the past, have kind of not really paid attention to, but even just standing around, maybe you're going to, I don't know, Disney World or some kind of amusement park, and you have to stand in line waiting for rides, then standing, even just being there without any movement, can cause some strain on your feet. And if you have the proper footwear, it could reduce that and make it easier to stand for longer periods of time. So this is something that should not be overlooked. The better support, not just for walking, but even just standing around. Also, pain relief. I touched on this. This means that proper footwear can ease common issues like obviously foot pain, but also back pain and joint discomfort, whether it's your knees or just like your hips. Sometimes when you have proper footwear, it helps you to walk in a more natural motion. And you can also, since you're wearing proper footwear and you're kind of tuned into that, you might want to consider adjusting the way you walk and really paying attention to proper posture for your body type and whatever makes you comfortable. Make sure that you're walking in a way that doesn't feel uncomfortable, that doesn't cause pain on your joints or causes foot pain. Proper footwear can be a big part to making you have less foot pain and less back pain and less joint discomfort. Also, I mentioned this before, I put on this list because I think it is really important, regardless of what shoes you wear, what sneakers you wear, improved posture. You want to keep your spine aligned, making walking or even just standing feel more natural. And again, just try to, keep better posture. It's hard to do this consistently. Even I tend to slouch over sometimes. I'm in the car seat right now, so for extended periods of time, this can be uncomfortable too. So you have to kind of just be mindful and aware of proper posture, and you'll correct yourself, and you'll start feeling a little bit of a discomfort when you're falling out of proper alignment. So with time, you'll get used to this, but at least initially, try to really remind yourself to keep proper posture, and maybe do a little research on that yourself and see what that exactly means for your particular body type, or for your particular activity that you're doing, whether it's walking, running, sitting, standing, or any other activity. Proper posture, very important. Next is proper footwear can give you a perceived placebo effect for a little bit of an energy boost that I think is something that I've experienced. Obviously, it doesn't give you a real energy boost, but it could make it feel like a little bit easier to do and perform some of these activities, in a way, kind of giving you an energy boost effect. So, because the right sneakers can make walking feel easier, I do think that that feeling that makes you feel like things require less stress to do, whether it's walking, standing, whatever, that will give you in the long run a perceived energy boost. That I think it helps. Every little bit of positive effect that you can get from these upgraded shoes for walking and low impact physical activity, or even high impact running, this is a net positive. So I'm just kind of giving you different things here that I came up with that I still think can be relevant even for the average person. Next is the stylus options. Modern designs now mean that you don't have to compromise style for comfort. The shoes that I like, the sneakers that I like, are called HOKA, HOKA. And if you go online, if you just want to see them, you don't have to get those. Those can be a little bit on the pricier side, depending on which one you get. But it's all subjective which ones you like in terms of what you prefer in terms of colors and the style. I like the Hokas right now. I may change in the future, but if you go to their website, another good thing about the HOKA website, HOKA, is that they really focus on the shoes for specific activities such as walking, hiking, running. And this is good because you'll be able to get an idea of what to look for when you go shopping for your performance shoe. And this is important because you don't have to just get Hokas, but when you go out shopping for an upgraded shoe to see the prices, you might want to just get an idea of what you want to look for, so that you buy something, even if it's cheaper, that's okay, that at least has some of the characteristics that will really give you some benefit and truly be an upgrade over and above the standard sneaker. So go on the HOKA website. That might help you actually learn a little bit about these types of shoes and give you an idea what they cost. And you can just cross shop other brands that may be cheaper or that you may like better. Another benefit of some of these performance shoes, let's just say, is that I think I've touched on this before, they offer, suitability. They're suitable for different terrains, such as sidewalks, parks, or even uneven paths. And this is important too, because when I walk, I sometimes walk either in a city environment that has sidewalks. Sometimes the pavement is uneven, and this is the city. This is not on a trail. So it's important to have a shoe that can be designed to really work well in those type of environments. Trust me, the city is an urban jungle, and the pavement is not totally flat. It's not like a treadmill, but these shoes can also potentially last longer because they're made with a little bit more quality. So maybe you'll pay extra, but they'll last you longer. But like I said, they definitely will give you other benefits that in and of itself may be worth the premium that you have to pay. So yeah, durability is a potential advantage that you don't have to replace these as frequently. Next is the breathability. I kind of put together this list quickly, but what I really meant to say about this part is that some of these shoes can keep your feet cool or dry depending on which type you buy. And some of them have materials that are better for warmer weather. They let air pass through so that your feet can breathe. But I think I might have forgot to put this on the list, but I also wanted to mention that some of them can be a little bit more water resistant, which I think is important because let's face it, if it's water resistant, that means that you can walk through puddles, that you can walk in some drizzle, light rain, maybe just humid environments. And I think having that extra component of water resistance is good if you can get it. Not a deal breaker, but that's just something else that I wanted to mention. Next is reduced fatigue, that these shoes can help you minimize the tiredness that you may feel after a day of errands or a walk around the block or something, or walking in the parking lot to the supermarket, because of things that I mentioned before, that they are designed to provide better comfort for your activities like walking, standing, or even running. Next is safe movement. So these upgraded shoes will give you a little bit of a safer movement benefit because they prevent slips with the good grip that they provide, even some of them on wet surfaces. So if that's important to you, just make sure to be mindful of that specific characteristic. It's not a deal breaker for me. I usually don't run when it's wet if I can avoid it. So, because that could be a safety issue in and of itself. But some of these shoes can be designed to perform decent even in wet surfaces. So if that's important to you, just make sure that you look for that feature. Next is custom fit. These upgraded shoes are designed to accommodate different foot shapes. So if you look at different brands or different models within a brand, or just check out the different foot sizes, shoe sizes, I should say. That's a way that you can kind of get a more of a custom fit. This is an obvious one, but I just wanted to make a note of it, that there are a variety of little sub categories within the major category of these shoes. So HOKA has a variety of different shoes within like the running category or walking category or even hiking category. So I just picked one that I felt more comfortable in because everybody's foot is a little bit of a different shape, and the way you walk also affects comfort. People have a different type of stride in combination with the shape of your foot. That could mean that you might want to pay a little more attention to which shoe you actually buy. Something that is comfortable for me may not be too comfortable for you, and you definitely want to get something that is ticks all the boxes in terms of comfort, because these shoes are not cheap. But you certainly can cross shop, like I said, and try to find ones that are cheaper. And also, there are sales going on all the time on these shoes to varying degrees, so you might be able to get one for a more reasonable price. And by the way, regarding price, I did pay for mine. I think it was a little bit over $200, but you can get them as low as $180 or maybe even less, depending on which brand and which model of shoe you go with and where you buy it. So just keep your eyes out when you go do your research online. You'll see the sales little by little come trickling in, and then you can see what catches your eye. Another good thing about these shoes is that they kind of encourage activity. So if you have comfortable footwear, that can by itself motivate you to go out there and do more walking and stay physically active. And that's always a good thing. And again, this is not something that costs thousands of dollars. This is not a pill or medication or anything like that. This is simply new sneakers that are custom made for being physically active. Also, these shoes may reduce the chance of injury that you may experience from maybe twisted ankles, a sprained ankle, or blisters on your feet. A lot of people experience that. I myself do as well. But when you have the right footwear, that reduces the chance of you getting any of these. So definitely look into these shoes, and you might notice right away that if you do suffer from getting blisters when you walk for long periods of time, or you're on your feet for a while, then you might be pleasantly surprised to know that these shoes may also positively impact and reduce the amount of blisters that you get, or maybe stop you from getting them altogether. So another benefit of these shoes. The other thing about these upgraded shoes is that they are designed to feel good right out of the box. But like any other shoe, I do find that their comfort does increase a little bit as you wear them on a continual basis, and you get used to them. But even outside of the box, you should feel comfortable right away. If you don't, I would say just be very careful, maybe get a different model and continue shopping, because you don't want to buy one hoping that it's going to get better. Just buy one that is comfortable right out of the box, and if it gets better after you wear it, then that's a bonus. The best thing you could do is to try them out. Order them or go to a store and try them out if you can find them. Again, doesn't have to be the brand that I was talking about. It could be other brands too. When you go online and research HOKA, you will see other competing brands that will be just as good. Just depends on how much you want to spend. And again, it just depends on your subjective preferences. And again, being physically active, it's not rocket science. It's just not easy, but it's a simple thing that is consistently walking, increasing the amount of activity that you can do. And one of the easiest things that you can do for a lot of people is simply to increase the amount that you walk on a daily basis. Try to be consistent. You don't have to go crazy with high impact, super fast running or anything like that. If you don't want to, that's okay. You just have to do it for a little bit longer duration. And yes, that includes your everyday tasks, going to the supermarket, going to the mall, walking around. That is all part of your quota for your steps. So your steps are anything. It doesn't have to be just a treadmill or going to the gym. It could be literally just walking to your car in the parking lot from the store, but you walk longer because maybe you parked at the end of the parking lot intentionally to get more activity in your day. So yeah, check out these shoes if you can, online or in a store. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.